Welcome to the Real Agents of Change podcast series, where we celebrate and just honor those real agents of change that are actually doing something. They are helping the people they say they want to help. And today we have one of our hand-chosen participants in the Community Foundation collaboration. Sharlynn is a realtor in Vegas and has a lot of great groups to mention today that she's going to help get funded by the millions of dollars through gifts of real estate. No pressure. Sharlynn, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what makes you a real agent of change.
Hi, Cammie. Well, first, I just want to thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here. So what makes me a real agent of change? I think if I think back to my childhood, I remember my mom, every month she always gave to St. Jude. And, she was always supporting a child in need financially somehow. And, as a family, we would go and we'd feed the homeless. So I think that I just grew up, I was just raised knowing the importance of giving and giving back. And then it's always just been a really big part of my career as well. So prior to real estate, I was with Cisco Food Services for 20 years, and they are extremely committed to charitable giving. They support numerous different organizations. So, and in my position that I held with Cisco, I was very involved in, helping to develop our local campaigns and in our fundraising efforts and volunteer activities. So, because of that background, when I went into real estate, I knew that it was going to be super important that I integrated cause into all aspects of my business. And I really wanted to make sure that I was, my business was driven by my passion and by service with purpose. And, I wanted to have a true heart-centered business. So that's how I came up with my slogan, or that's how I determined my slogan of real estate with heart. So, your Cammie, how you are with your peace sign is how I am with my heart. I have it everywhere, whether it be on my clothes or my jewelry. It's, on my logo, it's all over my marketing material. It's my brand. Even my license plate on my car is with heart. So it's very, very important to me. So, my business, it's definitely around being heart-centered, but I tried to be a little bit more creative. And I also turned heart into an acronym. So basically some of my core values, and just to let people know what to expect when working with me. So HEART as an acronym is also, it's for honest, efficient, accountable, relationship-oriented, and trust. And then because I really, really like to work with the hero community and support and serve those who serve us, I came up with, I guess we'll call it added heart for heroes. And so they have their own acronym for HEART, and theirs is honor, equality, appreciation, respect, and trust. So, I'm definitely involved in supporting and helping many nonprofits and organizations. So when I found the RAOC, the Real Agents of Change, I just knew that, this was a perfect fit for me.
Well, when I put together the RAOC, I knew there were realtors like you, like me, out in the community. There's 1.5 million realtors, and I knew just 1% of us would be perfect to bring this to our communities. And you're bringing it right there to Vegas. Tell us a little bit about some of these organizations that you want to bless with the average donation of $600,000. That's right. Average donation from real estate is $600,000. Who would you like to see get that kind of a check?
So amazing. So there's so many. So let me just talk for a minute, if it's okay, about, some of the organizations that I am already involved with and some of the things that I'm already doing. So in relation to supporting heroes, years ago, I became an affiliate and a real estate specialist for Homes for Heroes. And so basically what that is when a hero buys or sells, they receive what we call service rewards. And it's actually commissions. It's 25% of my commissions goes back to the hero. So, and all of the heroes that are included in that are firefighters, EMS, law enforcement, military, whether it's active, reserve, or veterans, teachers, and healthcare professionals. And then another 5% goes to the Homes for Heroes Foundation, which is used to fund hero organizations that are in need. And my favorite part about that, and what I'm also even more excited about the RAOC, is the funnest part about that is showing up on closing day at the house with the big check for the hero. And they're receiving a check for a few $1,000s, which is amazing. But imagine what it's going to be like when I can show up at a nonprofit organization with a check for $600,000. So I'm super excited about that. And then I also support and volunteer for Homes for Our Troops, which builds and donates specially adapted custom homes for severely injured veterans. I am a member and supporter of Give Back Homes, which is for every home that's sold, a donation is made to help build a home for a family in need. And so Give Back Homes is partnered with Habitat for Humanity and different organizations like that, depending on the city, to put together the build days. And so what happens is after a transaction closes, then I make a donation in my client's name. And then Give Back Home sends them a letter letting them know that, the home that they just sold or purchased has helped to build a home for someone in need. So that could be either locally or abroad. And then let's see, most recently, I was looking, I'm also, I have to mention, I'm also a member of the Las Vegas Realtors Community Outreach Committee. And together as a group, we organize events to raise funds for charity. And we also, as a team and a group, we go out and we volunteer for different local organizations. And there's quite a few, and it changes year to year. This is my second year as a member. And so in the 2 years I've been, we volunteered and supported the rescue mission, Serving Our Kids, the Just One Project, Nevada Partners for Homeless Youth, the Ronald McDonald House, Opportunity Village. I think there's some others, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head.
You're just such a lazy couch potato. I wish you'd get up and do something.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And if that's not enough, I really also wanted to find something that, that I could really, just myself, that I can work on a deeper level. And so I found, I did some different research, and I found the Shero Foundation. So I just joined their, it's a volunteer committee, it's the entertainment committee, to help them with putting on their 8th annual awareness gala that's going to be held on February 25th. And it is to raise funds for the resources that are needed to empower young women who have been victims of human trafficking, abuse, and neglect. So, they are definitely someone that, I would love to show up with a big $600,000 check, in addition to all the others that I mentioned. Cami, in Las Vegas, there's 13,891 nonprofit organizations. So, I would love to say that I can go out and volunteer and help them all, but, we can only be in one place at a time. So, when I found the RAOC and the Real Agents of Change and learned about the designation of being a certified charitable real estate specialist, I just knew that this is something I had to be a part of, and that this was my way to be a part of something just so much bigger, and that I can, serve and support on just such a larger level. Like I said about the big check, giving a hero a check for $4,000 and taking their photo in front of their new home is amazing, but I can't wait to have that, fulfilling moment of presenting a local nonprofit organization with a check that really is going to make a difference in such a big way, and in just educating everyone on this concept in general.
That's what this is all about. It's about education. The fact is, we don't want to, and we couldn't. We could not convince or sell someone on donating their real estate. This is all about education so that they know what their options are. And we've got all kinds of information to go into deep dive detail about that. We don't have time here. So what are 2 or 3 key components of what we're doing with charitable gifting of real estate that you'd like our viewers to know?
Well, I mean, I think I'd really like, nonprofits, obviously, to most importantly, to know that it's possible to accept gifts of real estate, and to accept all the benefits of it with none of the risk, and I'm really excited to and looking forward to educating them on the fact that there's 3 different ways that you can give real estate, and our way is the most beneficial for everyone involved. And I'm excited to be able to educate them on that. And, and also with the donors and letting them know what it's all about, and how they can leave a legacy. Maybe they have a home somewhere, and somewhere in the country that they've been given and they don't want it, and they don't realize that you can actually donate it, and the tax benefits that they can receive, and all of the benefits involved. So I really think I'm just looking forward to them knowing how this works, and all the ins and outs, and not to be afraid of it, and to know that there really is no risk at all on anyone's party. Like we're just taking it over, and all they're doing is accepting the funds.
I think sometimes this is such a win-win-win. It's so beneficial to the nonprofit, to the donor, to the realtor, to the financial advisor. Sometimes people think it's just too good to be true. And, we're quick to say, how bad does something have to be for it to be true for you? But in all seriousness, there is no catch. It's just the fact that this is a tax law, been around for 100 years as far as the tax deduction and no capital gains tax, etc. It's been around for 100 years, but the reason none of us have ever really heard of it is because 99% of nonprofits won't take real estate, and frankly, they shouldn't. We're not suggesting that they take it now. What we are suggesting is we have a really simple system and way to make it risk-free and no money out of pocket for them. Now, we're going to be putting you with your community foundation, and it is in a certain part of Vegas where you've actually had some exposure. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. So our foundation here is actually in Summerlin. Summerlin is a community within Las Vegas, and I've been doing a little project here. It's called the Faces of Summerlin. And basically what that is it's interviewing, inspiring people and small businesses that, make the community great. And so I'm really excited to be able to also interview those people and, really draw some more attention and support the community and make it stronger in more aspects. So I'm excited about that.
Well, you and I could chat for hours about all the things that you're already doing in the community, and how we want the community to know that, as long as you're doing your fundraisers, keep doing them because they're social and fun. But let's get funded through the 43% of wealth we have in this country. And this real estate can come from anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world to help any nonprofit. So just because you're in Vegas doesn't mean that your property has to be in Vegas. It can be anywhere. So you've watched the interviews, the question. The question is, or the statement, tell us something about you that has nothing to do with your work or where you're from, something we may not know about you.
Well, I'm very family oriented. I have 2 children. They're both grown. I have my daughter, and I have a daughter and son-in-law. They are actually here in Vegas. My son-in-law is a veteran. They've been here for quite some time. And then my son, he is a staff sergeant in the Air Force, and he's been serving overseas for the last 7 years. And most recently is now based out of Las Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base. So he is here with my soon-to-be daughter-in-law. So I'm super excited to have my kids here with me for the first time in a really long time. and my parents are here also. So I obviously have a lot of family time. I spend a lot of time with family. And I have 4 brothers, all younger than me, but they don't live here. 2 in California and 2 in Missouri, and I have a dog.
Well, I was going to ask, with all that history of military, what was it that got you so involved in wanting to help our military, our veterans, our enlisted people?
I just really think that there's something to be said about someone who dedicates their life to so much selfless giving, and I just think that because of how they serve, that they deserve to be given anything possible, and I think they deserve the rewards.
Well, amen. My fiance is a veteran, and we do a lot for veterans, and it's so true. They fought for us.
Yep.
And now it's time for us to fight for them.
I 100% agree.
So there you have it. Another interview with the real agents of change, just the fabulous, heart-centered, community-focused, visionary realtors, financial advisors, nonprofits, fundraisers, community leaders that are really wanting to be a part of the change. We're not just saying we help people, we're actually doing it. We're actually wanting to attract you if you are someone who wants to be a real agent of change. So if you're in the Vegas area, you clearly know who to reach out to for any real estate needs, and for any fundraising needs, or any community building, or anything. Sounds like you are just the gal to go to, Sharlynn. And do you have any last thoughts before we close?
I really think I just want to say thank you to you. I'm super grateful for this opportunity to be part of this collaboration, and to be a change agent. And I really do believe that, I can leave a legacy with this and make a difference, to the nonprofits and to the community. So I really look forward to what's to come. So thank you so much.
Well, I want to thank you, because our legacy at the Real Agents of Change is to bring in $1 billion a year to the nonprofits just from our group. And we can't have that paradigm shift without help from people like you and all the others that are watching. If you own property anywhere in this country and you're already thinking about how you're going to be simplifying your estate, if you want to liquidate those hard assets, if you want to get back to the veterans, the animals, the universities, the churches, etc., reach out to one of us, because we can certainly point you in the right direction. And that's been another episode of the Real Agents of Change podcast. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.